3. Let's welcome Leon.
Hi everyone, I am Leon, your speaker today. But before I start my speech, I'd like to ask you 2 questions because I like interactions, like most of the professors, so we can get more focus on my newest speech. The first question is, have you ever had team experience, raise your hand. Team experience, whenever in a group, in a final project, in a course? All of us, of course, because grouping is one of the fundamental factors in school right now. The statistics show that only 0.2% of people will now face grouping in school because they drop out of it at elementary level. So number 2 questions. Do you think that you are a good team player in those experiences? Raise your hand. Most of us? Well, that's shocking to me. So I think you are not my target audience. No, I'm just kidding. But today, I'm still going to tell you something about grouping, which is very funny. The golden timing in grouping, and the way to be a good team player. But you guys are a good team player, whatever. So grouping is a cycle. It contains 4 steps. No matter what kind of goal you choose. In this case, I choose my goal as be a good team player. So we have 4 steps. Surprising fact, the first step in grouping is to form a team. Cool, right? So the next is play your role well and make your job done. And you form your cycle with 4 steps. So 4 steps, we have 3 transitions. What are those? Forming, choosing role, and choosing task. So how can we master these 3 transitions? Well, I'm gonna tell you this. So first, imagine that you are in a very silent classroom. As the professor just asked 1 question to those Taiwanese students. So now you know how silent it is. Suddenly, someone raised his hand, responding to the professor with passionate tone, with a big smile, with knowledge. Would that be a good candidate for you to join your team?
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. And then the professor said, all right, now here's the time for you to form in groups. What is your response? What is your impression? Maybe like this. You don't like that. But why don't you like that? Would that be a candidate for you to join your team? Yes, she's so adorable. No, I'm just kidding. Probably not, because as his impression showed that she's not happy with this fact. She's not happy with the fact that she's forced to form in a group. She's forced to be in this situation. So maybe not, you will maybe not group up with them. So here are 2 things that affect this result: action and attitude. Both of them are important. Why? Because attitude will affect your action, and the action will affect how people look at you. And the action can actually hide your attitude if you do it properly. How? Well, let's start with action. What kind of people that you will admire, that you will view them as a good candidate? Let's take the description of that boy. He's passionate. He's with big smile. So smile is a good weapon for you to be desirable. But here is 1 tip that you should do with your smile. You should smile a little bit slower. Why? Because people can feel your emotion only if they feel the transition. So you should smile a little bit slower. Otherwise, you'll look like a fake person. Right? Hi! That's not a good thing for you to do. So the second tip is why do you think someone is passionate? By his body language, of course. but how? Maybe dramatic gestures can show that he is a passionate person. Or if you are talking and someone is leaning a little bit forward, I mean a good sign that he is interested in your things. As you know these body language, you can actually mimic. So you can do it consciously to pretend like you are a passionate person. That makes you desirable. So next one is attitude. In the past, I didn't like grouping. I was scared of grouping. Why? It was very terrifying to me. I was scared of being left behind. I was scared of being rejected. But I do like make new friends, because friends give you a lot of benefits, no matter information, money, or something. All right, so how can I change my attitude? I know I like to make friends. Fun fact, grouping in school is the rare moment that one can make friends without finding excuse on their own. So everyone is forced to be in this situation. The only reason that you will be rejected is because he or she already has a team. Really? Makes sense, right? So why don't you like this opportunity? You should view it as an opportunity instead of a risk. So next time, if you are forced to form a group, you should be happy about it. So now, you have to change all your behavior in forming section. You have to show the good part yourself. You have to change your attitude so you can be a desirable person for them. And the next one, if you are in a group, you must face some meetings, right? So imagine this: seven people in a group with only two people talking in a brainstorming session. What is the dispersion of that? What kind of adjective you would describe this situation? Sad, happy, maybe. But think of this: one of my teammates let's call him John. Let's call him John. Yeah. John spoke at the very beginning of the meeting. He said this. Sorry guys, I'm not really good at thinking creatively. So maybe I cannot do things well in brainstorming session. But I think I can help you guys unify the information, unify your ideas, and help you examine the final results. What do you think about John right now? He is not going to do anything at brainstorming section, right? So you expect lower of him in this section, and you expect higher of him in examination section, maybe. So now you change the way you look at him. John did a very important thing. He chose a role. And then, at the end of the brainstorming session, John spoke again. I think all of your ideas are very well, but I want to mention the number 2 idea. I have already do a little bit of research on the political environment of the blah 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 country. So I think we should be cautious about blah blah blah. So what do you think about John right now? He chose his role. Good. He kept his promise. Very good. So now he kept his promise. He have done his business. So what part of it makes difference to this group? If everyone chose his role and kept the promise, the meeting will be very efficient and have high efficacy. Why? Because we don't know who you are and what part of the meeting that you are responsible for. So the meeting will go fluently. All right? So for the final section of the meeting, you have to delegate work. What kind of way you would delegate work? How do you delegate work?
Line the ladder.
Exactly. Climb the ladder. It is a line application. Everyone uses that. But I want to mention that it is not the best way. It is the easiest way for you to delegate work, but not the best way. Why? I recommend you not to do that because unless the work are completely the same. Let's say it this way. A professor just delegate 3 students to form an article with 3 body paragraphs. How do you delegate the work? You climb ladders. You should do that. Why? Because 3 body paragraphs are completely the same. It is same workload, same kind of work, so you should do that because it is easier. But why I recommend you not to do that? Because it didn't leverage your skill. Leveraging your skill is very important. Why? Because you use less time and you have higher effort, not effort. You have better performance. You have better performance with all the time. The results, first, you reach the highest score of the course, which is the best score of the course. Second, you save the most valuable thing in your life, your time. And third, you become the best in peer evaluation, which proves you as a good team player. So that's the whole cycle. You have to go through the whole cycle. First, informing section, you have to show good part of yourself. Make good use of your body language. Make gestures, lean forward, smile slower. And next, pick a role in the group and keep the promise. If everyone pick a good role and they play it well, the meeting will be very efficient. Last, choose the work you're good at. If you leverage your skill, you can be reliable, you can be flexible of the work, and you will become a good team player. You will become not only a good team player who is do well in a group or team, you'll be a good team player who is do well in the whole grouping cycle. Thank you.
Yeah, so now feel free to jump in.
That's another topic. I would say that with bad team player, you can do it with 2 kinds of way. The first one is most soft one. You're great and very bad at peer evaluation, and you send an email to your teacher that saying that he's not doing anything or she is not doing anything. So the second one is you should tell them that I'm not really happy to see you are doing this badly. So you have 2 choices. Now you have to devote yourself in this project, or otherwise I will kick you out of the group. So here are two ways that you can consider. But I think you choose the first one, right? Yeah. So very important of this is that you are in a game, and the game is continuous. You will meet very time, like many times. So he or she should know that you should be partnered together because it is a very long semester, right? So you have to make him learn that what is the punishment and how can he be forgive. It is very important to give him the punishment and forgiveness, so he or she will learn to partner with you.
Good. So, any more? Yes.
Now, everyone is very next and how do you observe the other's facial expressions?
You observe anyone's facial expression?
To like choosing the team members.
One important thing I did mention that is how important is the first impression is. If you are the only one person who raised his hand and answered the questions, the professor's questions, everyone will know you, and you have won at first stage. So, and the next, people will come and invite you to join their team because as we just discussed that these kind of people will be good candidates for you, right? So as you are invited to join someone's group, you should make sure that you make a good impression. So you smile forward and lean forward. This is something. This might not be a thing that you'll be like you see all the time or you see very detailed, but that generates a kind of feeling. That generates a kind of feeling that all right, this person is kind, but I don't know why I know that, but it's actually a body language. You know it unconsciously, but sometimes if you are conscious about this body language, you'll be actually you find like magic or something. Like if you wear a red or yellow shoes on your feet and you walk on the road, you'll find out everyone has started seeing you from the bottom of your body, and it goes up. And they just do it this way because it is more attractive to others. So if your smile is attractive or your tone is attractive, they will start seeing you from your face. So that's very interesting.
Good. So any others? Yeah.
About it when you was invited and but about it when you were being invited and that team is not that a lot of good team players. They are invited you to do more things for them, and what will you do?
You mean before I joined the group or after I joined the group?
Before you joined the group and you were invited to group up with other people, and you know that them are not really good team players.
So I don't have choices of choosing my team.
Yeah, maybe.
All right. Well, that's a bad situation. All right. So I will first do one thing. I will evaluate my time, whether I can do much or more for the team. If I can, I will simply cover their work. Because if they are not really devoted to this, I will choose two ways I just mentioned for riders. But if they are lack of ability to do well, I will simply cover their work because maybe that's much easier for me instead of teaching them. Right? It's very hard to teach someone to teach things. Yes.
So if there are two types of team player for you to choose,
Yes.
one type is a strong player who doesn't listen to others. The other type is a weak player who is always willing to work with others. So which team player will try to be with?
I would choose the second one because, as I say, if I have the ability to cover someone's work, I can ask someone else to do something I don't really want to do. So that's realistic. But if the strong player is doing very well or something, but it actually makes our meeting to be very long, much longer than others, well, that actually deteriorates our efficiency much more. So I would choose the second one.
Let's see. Good. So, any more question or comment? Right, so then thank you very much.